Welcome back to I Put My Foot in It. I have a guest here, so that's who I was looking at. And what we are going to do today is teriyaki glazed salmon. So let's just get started. I have some beautiful farm-raised Alaskan sockeye salmon. And the first thing that I wanted to show you, look how beautiful and bright red it is. First thing I wanted to show you was how to get that beautiful skin off so that we can season it. This one I've already prepared. And what you do, salmon has a skin that's very, very tight to the meat. So what you want to do is you want to start it off with the tip of your knife. And this is really easy. Because the thing is you want to get the skin off, but you don't want to lose a lot of the salmon. So basically I'm just cutting between the skin and the meat with the point of the knife. See that? I'm going to do that for about an inch or two. Just getting it started till I can get a grip on it. And you'll notice as you run the tip of the knife between the two, it'll start to give way. Alright, so then the next thing that we do is we just grab hold of that skin. See how I've separated that skin from the salmon itself? We grab hold to that skin, and holding the skin, we just run the knife along the bottom, and that is what helps us to keep our meat. See how clean that is? So as the skin gets a little bit longer, we just hold it as tight as possible. And pulling the skin and holding your blade at an angle, and then you just shimmy that down, and that's what gets your skin off nice and clean for you. You get as close, you get as much meat off of that as possible. Oh, I'm moving my whole, I should have had something under a wet towel under my board so it would move, right? Okay. So just shimmy that all the way down. See how that's just separating and holding that skin tight? Get that off of there nice and clean. And we'll toss that skin out. Dispose of that there. Alright, let's start with the seasoning. So we're just going to season our salmon here, both pieces, on both sides. And one thing that I failed to do, I'm just going to rinse my hands off and come back to you. I thought that I had lemon pepper, because I love the way lemon pepper tastes on salmon. And we're doing a teriyaki glazed salmon, and so we wanted to have more of an Asian taste to it. But with the lemon pepper, I didn't have any. I thought I did. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use fresh cracked black pepper all over the salmon. I don't like one-sided taste in food, so I like to season both sides. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then take actual lemon and use the zest of that lemon. And that will give us that lemon pepper taste that we're missing. And now we're not missing it, and it's actually going to be a lot fresher. So just using the microplane, we're just getting some really lovely, and we press some lovely lemon zest right into that salmon. Oh, this is so pretty. This Alaskan farm-raised salmon was actually in the store today the same price as the regular pink salmon that you usually see. And I was like, oh, and the fish man was like, oh yes, you should get this because it's on sale right now. And normally, you know, it's way more expensive. So I was like, yes indeed, I'm gonna get something amazing. So there we go. We have lemon zest and pepper all over our salmon. Of course, as always, we're gonna add salt. So we're just giving it a liberal sprinkling of that. You know, salmon is thick like steak, so season it like it's steak. Don't be afraid to season. Promise you it will be fine. The next thing that we're going to add to this wonderful salmon, just to give it more of an Asian taste, we're just going to use some ground ginger. And we'll give it a liberal sprinkling of that on both sides. Liberal. See how liberal I was with that ginger? Oh, that's smelling really, really. Ginger just really gives you that wonderful smell. And then we're just going to go with a little, ooh, smells good, a little parsley flake. And I think I'm going to put the parsley flake just on the top, because really that's about just making it pretty. I mean, it adds some flavor because I can smell that herby parsley flavor, but you see what a mess I made? Alright, and so what I'm going to do, at this point, you could do several things. You could steam it, you could grill it, you could put it in the oven and oven steam it, which is what I'm going to do today. What I have here, and you'll see these in the supermarket, I have cedar planks. These are wonderful. Definitely invest in cedar planks. And you can usually buy them in any cooking store or in your grocery store, especially around this time in the grocery store when it starts to be barbecue season. You'll see these a lot. They're only about, for two, you can get for $4 or $5. Really inexpensive, and it changes the flavor of your salmon. So we're going to cook our salmon today on cedar. And what you do with these cedar planks is you soak them in water for like an hour. And then you pull them out of that water. And you could take these planks. We'll put our salmon here on the planks. You could put these on the grill. I'm going to just put them in the oven just like this. And let that salmon kind of steam roast, because that moisture is going to come up off of that cedar that's been soaking in water. And also that cedar is going to impart that kind of woodsy grill type of flavor. And then we'll have wonderful, moist, delicious salmon. And then when I come back from that, I'll show you how I finish this. Alright, we are back. And I want to show you how I finish up this salmon. It's going to be a teriyaki glazed salmon. So you see, we have cooked it on our cedar planks, about 375 for about 20 minutes. And you see that's nice and cooked. Salmon has a thing that it tells you when it's done by changing color all the way through. And then you know it's finished. And you see there's moisture on the top of this. That's that moisture that came up through those cedar planks. And that really shows you that it is going to be nice and moist when we eat the salmon. And what I'm going to do to make it a teriyaki glazed salmon, and remember all of the great flavors we put on it, lemon and ginger and all of these wonderful, wonderful things. Well, to that I'm just going to add some, it's kind of an Asian sesame teriyaki sauce. And so what I'm going to do is, from the jar, I'm just going to pour a little bit of this on. And then with my barbecue brush, I'm just going to brush that in. We're going to do a few coats of this. And that's just going to flavor this salmon. And I love these little brushes because you see how the bristles are plastic and not synthetic fiber. Well, plastic is synthetic, but they're plastic instead of those synthetic brush fibers. It's awesome because you can just run this through the dishwasher and you know it gets real clean with a stainless steel handle. So I put just 2 coats of that brushed on while the salmon is still hot. It really kind of just soaks in there. And it's just going to have that nice Asian flavor. It's okay that I'm making a mess because I'm going to wipe that up. I think I'm going to serve it right on the plank. So since I'm going to do that, I'm just going to take a paper towel. I know I'm stepping out of the shot. Just going to take a paper towel here and go around just to clean it up a little bit. Since I'm going to serve this right on the plank. Okay? And then I'm just going to finish that out with a little black sesame seed. You see that there? And we're just going to, they don't want to come out and I don't want to dump them all over. So we're just going to sprinkle that black sesame seed over the top of that, just to give it a little more Asian flavor and to beautify it a little bit. Yeah, I just dumped that on the counter. That's what rags are for. And then I'm just going to take some green onions, spring onions, scallions, people call them, and then just garnish it with that I cut up. And then maybe how about a little lemon? We just grab a knife here. This is the same lemon we zested. This is real cooking. We're about to eat this. So we'll just slice off a few pieces of lemon just to make that nice presentation. Just slicing a few pieces of lemon and cutting them in half. See that? And we'll just sit that out there. We're going to serve right here from the counter. I'm going to wipe everything up before I begin to serve, but this is real cooking because you see I didn't cut that last piece right. That's okay. Same thing here. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? And what I'm going to serve that with, folks, I'll get a rag to wipe this stuff up with. I'm going to serve this with a little yellow rice. And then I sauteed some mixed vegetables here. And I drizzled over them a little balsamic vinaigrette as well as Parmesan Reggiano, just microplaned and grated over that. And those are staying warm in there. And that's going to be our dinner/lunch type of meal. So thank you for watching. I put my foot in it. We always try to come to you with recipes that you can do and show you exactly how to do them. Thanks for watching.